Welcome to the Louisiana Business and Industry Show. And now, your host, Tim Johnson.
Louisiana Fast Start provides customized employee recruitment, screening, training development, and training delivery for eligible, new or expanding companies, all at no cost. Based on a company's immediate and long-term workforce needs, the Fast Start team crafts unique programs that ensure high-quality, flexible workers are prepared on day one and beyond. Jeff Lynn, Executive Director of Louisiana Fast Start, joins us when we return on the Louisiana Business and Industry Show.
The Louisiana Business and Industry Show will be back right after this.
Founded in 1984, BIC Alliance and its subsidiaries connect business and industry buyers and suppliers with one another for the betterment of all. BIC helps companies grow in three ways: aggressive sales and marketing campaigns in BIC Magazine, finding the right people through BIC Recruiting, and by merger and acquisition and related services through IVS Investment Banking. Contact BIC Alliance today.
I'm Leighton Ricks, Livingston Parish, and Livingston Parish is on the move. One of the primary things that we ran on was developing business and jobs in Livingston Parish for our people so that we can bring obviously additional revenue to be able to support our infrastructure needs. We're going to continue to progress here in Livingston Parish. When everybody comes together, these kind of things happen. I mean, what can you say? It's absolutely awesome. It's the perfect place to be. It's where you want to be today, I can guarantee you that.
At Peak Performance Physical Therapy, we treat the athlete in everyone, from the soccer star to the soccer mom. If your doctor prescribes physical therapy, ask for Peak Performance by name, getting you back in the game of life.
Hi, I'm Lee Burkeen with Louisiana Football TV Magazine. Be sure to watch our show every week when we have big-time recruits, college coaches, NFL players, current and former players, and call-ins with your questions. Be sure to catch us every Tuesday night at 6:30 live and 10:30 replayed on Cox 4 in Baton Rouge.
Insurance commercials have become unusually funny. We think that's strange because we take auto coverage pretty seriously at Louisiana Farm Bureau Insurance. Of course, when you cover as many vehicles in Louisiana as we do, it doesn't leave a lot of time for silly gimmicks. We're more concerned about what happens to you on the road than any chickens that happen to cross it just to make you chuckle. Louisiana Farm Bureau Insurance. Real service, real people.
Welcome back to the Louisiana Business and Industry Show with Tim Johnson.
Welcome back to the Louisiana Business and Industry Show. I'm very pleased to be joined by my friend Jeff Lynn, who is the Executive Director of the award-winning Louisiana Fast Start program. Jeff, welcome.
Thank you, Tim. It's good to be here.
Glad you are. Alabama guy, Auburn grad, Georgia, that area, spent some time in both places. You and I have a lot in common when it comes to being an Auburn grad and LSU grad in terms of football and who we like and who we don't. We'll leave that discussion for another time. But tell us a little bit about your background and the career path that led you to Louisiana Fast Start.
Sure. I worked my first manufacturing job in high school, and then worked my way through college in manufacturing and then hospitality industry. Graduated, moved to Atlanta, was in the medical device manufacturing business for a long time. And then I transitioned to work for the state of Georgia, economic development, workforce development training for about 10 years. And then they were interested in starting a program similar to what we had in Georgia here in Louisiana, so I moved down to Baton Rouge in Louisiana.
Governor General, Secretary Stephen Moray looked at the Georgia, I think it's called Quick Start there, right?
Right.
And said we want to do something very similar in Louisiana. So they go in and they pluck you away, convince you to come to Louisiana, and we're going to talk about it, but the rest is history, really. The program that you've developed here has become the best program of its kind in the country, even exceeding the good program that you came from in Georgia. So we'll talk more about that. But One of the things we like to talk about here, Jeff, is the state of Louisiana and how special it is. You know, this is the Louisiana Business and Industry Show, and I know from the conversations that you and I have had privately that you've seen that in a big way. This really is a special place. So being someone who didn't grow up here but came here and it's been here for a number of years now, how do you describe Louisiana to prospects that are out there or people who are not from Louisiana?
You know, I think Louisiana's got so many great things going on, but it's really the land of opportunity for a lot of different industries and a lot of different sectors. Once we get the prospects here and their site selectors that they've hired and uncover what's going on in our great state, workforce, how we've got all the partners in higher ed, the WIC committees, et cetera, working together on a common goal and making things happen, results-oriented, it's phenomenal. It really is. It's easy to share what we're doing with those clients and the great workforce and work ethic that we have here. It's phenomenal. The
people and the joy of life. But you did mention it. I mean, it really is from the perspective of all of the things that this state is blessed with naturally, and then a lot of the reforms that have taken place. It's made this a great place to live and to work and to do business. Now, Louisiana Fast Start, very unique governmental entity, training program. People say all the time that if you study Fast Start, you don't think that it's a governmental program, that it looks like a business. And you guys have done a great job. And I want to talk about the mission of the program, but you list on your website 7 key differentiators, 7 things that make Fast Start different. I want to list those and then have you comment on the mission and these differentiators. It's comprehensive, it's tailored, it's innovative, it's flexible, talented, driven, and fast. Let's talk about Fast Start.
Well, first of all, we hate bureaucracy, we hate red tape. And the people on my team all come from business and industry, so we speak the same language we do with the client. And so we get instant credibility. And then, since we are a state agency, but we run it like a business, we have to deliver. And we have to deliver faster, more comprehensive, more flexible, which means working crazy hours, 24/7 if need.
I do know a little bit about your schedule and the schedule of your team. I know that that's accurate. You guys are constantly on call.
And you know, you have to be very, very focused on innovation. So you can't just be doing the same thing that other groups and states have been doing for years and years and years. Always challenge what you did yesterday, today, and try to challenge it again tomorrow to be better, as long as it adds value to the client. So very, very fortunate to have a top team. Our team, I would put them in front of anybody on competition in a heartbeat. And if it wasn't for the team, we would not have the accolades that we have today.
I don't think there's any question about that. You do have a great team there. So let's walk through Fast Start a little bit. So I'm a company looking to locate, let's call it an industrial facility here, a manufacturing facility. I come to the state of Louisiana and the state offers me an incentive package because I might be considering other places and we want to have that business in Louisiana. And one of those incentives is Louisiana Fast Start. So from the perspective of a new manufacturing facility coming into the state for the first time, looking for new employees to take the jobs and the careers that are available and to be trained, what does Louisiana Fast Start do for that company?
Well, the first thing is we sell them on the idea of we can do all of this and we're going to partner with you and we're going to be your support mechanism from startup to when you get productive. We do the first step is very simple. It's a business analysis where we might go, if they have a mirror operation in another part of the country or the world, we'll send a team there to study their process and actually do a task analysis, needs analysis, understand their competencies, both behavioral and technically, and then we document their processes and then transfer that technology to Louisiana as they're building a plan or retrofitting an existing building. And then we look at different ways to target those people. Where do we find those people? And then how do we accurately assess those people and pre-employment training, et cetera, and then once they're hired, what programs do we need to send them through to be productive as fast as possible?
It really is a turnkey solution in terms of studying their processes, developing curriculum, recruiting and training their individuals, and then placing them in those jobs, and it really does work well. Now, without giving away too many of your secrets, tell us about some of in the last minute or so that we have left in this segment, tell us about some of the projects that you've worked on.
Well, one is very large. It's a 675-person project, Bentler Steel, up in Shreveport, and so what we're doing is we're actually building a $22 million training center at Bossier Parish Community College.
Jim Henderson and his team
Jim Henderson,
up there,
Dr. Henderson up there, this chancellor has been a phenomenal partner with us as well as others across the state. So when you walk into that training center, it's going to look like their operation. So we're going to simulate. We're going to have a 10-ton cranes there carrying their product around. We're going to have all the people going through process training with mechanics, operations, learning the different types of vehicles they're going to have to drive in there, and also in the classrooms, learning the culture, learning the quality, learning the OD training as well. So it's phenomenal.
It really is a turnkey, as we mentioned, application from start to finish. And we got about 30 seconds left, so I want to hit on this just briefly. You go to your website and you see some of the testimonials of some of the companies that you've worked with. Tell us quickly about what we can find in terms of those company presidents talking about Fast Start.
Well, first you can look at, there's a lot of different sectors. We have IT, manufacturing, corporate headquarters, call centers, etc. Each one of them have really focused in on workforce as one of their first or second types of issues that we address for them. So
and they really rave about the state of Louisiana. We're going to take a break. When we come back, I want to get into some of the awards that Fast Start has won. We're visiting with Jeff Lynn. He's the Executive Director of Louisiana Fast Start, and you're watching the Louisiana Business and Industry Show on Cox 4.
The Louisiana Business and Industry Show will be back right after this.
BIC Media Solutions is a marketing and communication, media advisory, and event planning company within BIC Alliance. BIC Media Solutions offers custom book publishing, event planning, and keynote speaking to its clients in the business and industrial sector, and marketing partnerships to others in publishing. BIC Alliance is your business and industry connection. Contact BIC Alliance today.
At Peak Performance Physical Therapy, we treat the athlete in everyone, from the Grand Slam hitter to grandparents. If your doctor prescribes physical therapy, ask for Peak Performance by name, getting you back in the game of life.
Hello, I'm Eric Edwards with the Livingston Parish Convention and Visitors Bureau. Find out now what's going on in Livingston Parish. We have over 400 nautical miles of waterways. Tee it up at our great world-renowned golf courses. Shop at our antique districts, or come to Bass Pro, our #1 retailer. There's a lot to do in Livingston Parish that you never imagined. It's all happening right here in Livingston Parish. For more information, go online at visitlivingstonparish.com.
At Peak Performance Physical Therapy, we treat the athlete in everyone, from the three-point shooter to the three-piece suit. If your doctor prescribes physical therapy, ask for Peak Performance by name, getting you back in the game of life.
Welcome back to the Louisiana Business and Industry Show with Tim Johnson.
Welcome back to the Louisiana Business and Industry Show. Good conversation with Jeff Lynn. He's the Executive Director of the award-winning Louisiana Fast Start program. And let's talk specifically about those awards, Jeff. For 4 years in a row now, it's been named the #1 workforce development program in the country. And I want to read this. Jack Rogers, editor of Business Facility Magazine, said, Louisiana has established the gold standard for workforce training solutions with its Fast Start program. The Economist magazine said the most notable statewide workforce development initiative comes from Louisiana, and it's Fast Start. So let's talk about why you believe it's been so consistently recognized and how important that recognition is to your overall effort, but to you and your team personally as well.
Well, it was so important that when I first moved down here, it was one of my goals and objectives within the first 3 years to be in the top 5 of the nation. We were very fortunate that in the first 15 months we got here, we got #1. And so we've been #1 for the last 4 years. The next ranking comes out at the end of July. We're hoping good things there too. But it's critical for companies, like I said before, is that companies look at, when they move to a new location, one of their top 1 or 2 things is workforce. And so we've got to be the best. There's no alternative. We've got to be the best. We've got to provide solutions for whatever type of industry or company that is coming into the state. And we have to be really targeted, and we have to be focused on that. So we use that for marketing, but we have to earn our respect on a daily basis.
Well, and you have, and that consistency is evident, right? Because you don't just, no one gives you these awards, and they certainly don't give them to you 4 years in a row. So it's been excellence, it's been sustained excellence, and you talked about how proud you are of your team, but that's got to be some personal satisfaction for you as well, right?
Oh yeah, oh yeah. And a lot of people say I have to duck when I go back to Atlanta Airport, right? So, but it's amazing how many calls I get from across the state, the people that know me and other states as well, to just say, you know, you're doing a great job down there. But really, it's our team. But I tell you what, it's really, really nice to be able to go back and talk to the family members and say how well we're doing here in Louisiana. It's a great state.
It really is special. Now, when you talk about that team, you don't work in a vacuum, you don't work in a silo. One of the things that has made the effort over the last few years to grow our economy and recruit companies here and train individuals, one of the things that's made that effort so special is the collaboration that we see across governmental entities with public entities, with private companies. And so you work very closely with the Louisiana Community and Technical College System, higher education in Louisiana, the Louisiana Workforce Commission, K through 12, John White and his team. You work closely with all of those entities in a real team effort. So talk about that working relationship.
You know, it's an unreal bonding that I haven't seen in other states, where we can sit in the room by a kind of closed door and really challenge each other to be better. And what's happened in the past 3 years with our groups is phenomenal. We have other schools talking to schools. We have deans talking to deans from across the state. We're all working on the common effort. So, and if you look at what we're doing at the high school level, the Jumpstart program for career technical education, it's the best thing that we've done there. 25 years, 30 years. What we're doing at the two-year school with Monty Sullivan and his team, it's phenomenal. We're actually got chancellors going in with competencies that we actually can drive change at the local level, get into the industries and understand. At the four-year level, it's amazing what the collaboration is going on. We're working with a lot of different four-year schools on IT sectors. In the past 2 years, we've invested $37.5 million just in increasing the computer science grads across the state. That's from New Orleans at UNO, La Tech, IBM with LSU, on and on and on. So it's been phenomenal work, phenomenal efforts, but it's very candid conversations behind the door to make sure we hit those marks.
And you have to have those candid conversations. And, you know, Dr. Joe May was here with the Louisiana Community Technical College System. Now Dr. Monty Sullivan's in. He was on the show just a few weeks ago. And I think Dr. May was great here. I think he did a great job. And what I know is that Dr. Sullivan really gets it, doesn't he? He understands what we're trying to do from a workforce development perspective. He understands the value that his system plays and can play going forward. And he's got to be a good relationship for you as well.
Monty is extremely intuitive. He has turned the ship, I think, a little bit, and is heading full steam ahead. He's got the vision. He's got the vision that Louisiana needs. Dr. May did a phenomenal job. You know, I think he's going to do well where he went. But Monty was probably the best pick that I could imagine to come in and take it to the next level. And he is not slowing down. He is phenomenal. He's a great guy.
Well, his energy is infectious too, and I know that will continue to pay off. Now, we've mentioned this a couple of times already during the course of the show, that how Fast Start is different, how it's run like a business, how it looks different if you go in. So if I came into your office on a tour, what is it that I'm going to see that makes me think it's different? Now, I know the answer to those questions because I've been there a number of times, but talk a little bit in the 2 minutes that we have left in this segment, Jeff, about what visitors to your physical office might see in the technology that you guys take advantage of.
Well, it starts when they open the door, right? They've got to be greeted properly. It's all about customer service and focus on what their needs are and really focus on what they're interested in. Yeah. You can do a presentation, but if you hit the mark, you're going to lose the customer, right? So we try to do as much research about the company. A lot of times we may meet with a client, we don't know what they're going to be doing. They may just be trying to eliminate other states, and they may just say that they may be building a big manufacturing facility, 500 people, 1,000 people, or whatever, and that they're in the material business or something like that. Other times we know what the name of the company is. We've done major research, and then we really wow them on our expertise in their sector, and we show them examples of how we've been successful with other clients in their field.
Your ability to produce videos to market communities where these companies are going to come in, the technology to do cutaways and green screen development, all really, really impressive stuff. And I would encourage anyone who's in the business community that has not had an opportunity to see what you guys do to go in there and visit your office to see, because it really is a gem. We're going to take a break. We come back. I want to focus more on specific programs, specific things that you're doing with the Louisiana Community and Technical College System. We're visiting with Jeff Lynn. He's the Executive Director of Louisiana Fast Start, and you're watching the Louisiana Business and Industry Show on Cox 4.
The Louisiana Business and Industry Show will be back right after this.
Founded in 1984, BIC Alliance and its subsidiaries connect business and industry buyers and suppliers with one another for the betterment of all. BIC helps companies grow in 3 ways: aggressive sales and marketing campaigns in BIC Magazine, finding the right people through BIC Recruiting, and by merger and acquisition and related services through IVS Investment Banking. Contact BIC Alliance today.
Hi, I'm Joe Martin, president of ITI Technical College. Do you want a better life?
Get your associate's degree in occupational studies in information technology from ITI. In 2 years, you'll be on your way to a better life. You will get hands-on specialized training in computers, hardware and software, networking, and more. ITI offers flexible class schedules, and financial aid is available to those who qualify.
So don't wait. Call ITI now or go online. It's that simple.
ITI for a better life.
At Peak Performance Physical Therapy, we treat the athlete in everyone, from the soccer star to the soccer mom. If your doctor prescribes physical therapy, ask for Peak Performance by name, getting you back in the game of life.
Insurance commercials have become unusually funny. We think that's strange because we take auto coverage pretty seriously at Louisiana Farm Bureau Insurance. Of course, when you cover as many vehicles in Louisiana as we do, it doesn't leave a lot of time for silly gimmicks. We're more concerned about what happens to you on the road than any chickens that happen to cross it just to make you chuckle. Louisiana Farm Bureau Insurance. Real service, real people.
At Peak Performance Physical Therapy, we treat the athlete in everyone, from long drivers to unlucky drivers. If your doctor prescribes physical therapy, ask for Peak Performance by name, getting you back in the game of life.
Welcome back to the Louisiana Business and Industry Show with Tim Johnson.
Welcome back to the Louisiana Business and Industry Show. We're visiting with Jeff Lynn. He is the Executive Director of Louisiana Fast Start. And Jeff, you mentioned a K-12 program that we've launched in terms of workforce development in our state, Jumpstart. I think many of our viewers have seen or heard something about Jumpstart. Obviously, they will see and hear a lot more about it as we go forward. But there are other really good things going on, too. And we've talked pretty regularly on this show about this new WISE program, Workforce Innovation for the Economy. It's really a pool of money that's been developed for the university system to really focus on workforce development demands, high wage jobs, the really high demand jobs in their region. And it's something that the education community in Louisiana is really excited about. What's your perspective on WISE?
So I think it's one of the best things that we could do is look at what is needed to grow our economy, to be successful in the state of Louisiana, and then reward our colleges for producing the output in those particular areas that are needed, those graduates in those high-tech STEM areas, engineering, IT, et cetera, and keeping those students here in our state to grow our economy to be a bigger and better economy here in our great state. So we finally have a mechanism to do that. So with the WISE Fund, we're able to free up $40 million a year to go to that particular fund. So
I mentioned to you during the break that I've had the great pleasure of having all of the university system presidents on the show so far, except Dr. Ronald Mason at Southern, and he's going to be on in just a few weeks. But we've had all the rest of the folks here, and one of the things they talk about, and I'm sure from your perspective and your position you recognize is that just like there's so much collaboration now between various state agencies, there is much greater collaboration among the systems, where in the past in Louisiana, these systems fought over resources, they fought over position, they fought over recognition. You've got folks, as we've mentioned, like Monty Sullivan at Louisiana Community and Technical College System, King Alexander at LSU, Absolutely. Sandra Woodley now over the University of Louisiana System, and Dr. Mason. And they are communicating regularly, and they are working together like never before. I'm sure you've seen it. What are your thoughts there?
You know, it's a different Louisiana than I first moved here, just in a short period of time, 5.5 years. So, you know, you got Dr. Woodley, you got King Alexander, you got Ron Mason, you got Kurt Isings, you got Stephen Moray and Charles Monyatt from the WIC chairman, sitting down and talking about things that we need to be working on together collectively and driving things that are occurring at those schools across. We've got some phenomenal universities and two-year schools across the state, and just lining them up with what the clients need, our companies, our new companies, our aspirational companies that we're trying to attract, and then the biggest ones are existing companies and trying to support them. It's really exciting to be part of that, and you know, I'm a little part of that, right? So, but this being part of the state that's having that type of momentum is phenomenal.
It's been fun to watch, and as someone who has been engaged in state politics now since the mid-'80s, right, for close to 30 years, believe it or not, it's been refreshing to see the level of cooperation, and that's really how you move the state forward. And we've got smart people. You and I were talking before the show today about a conversation that we've both had with Charles Monyatt, the Workforce Investment Council chairman and a very prominent businessman in Louisiana, over the last couple of days, and talking about how we sustain this momentum, right? How do we sustain the level of cabinet secretary experience and professionalism, and that's really going to be critical for the next governor as well.
Absolutely.
Keeping this success going, and you know, the hope would be that a guy like Jeff Lynn wants to hang around. From the perspective of Fast Start, I've talked often to Secretary Moray at Economic Development. He tells me that there's still a lot more stuff to come.
Absolutely.
If we think we've seen a lot of announcements over the course of the last couple of years, that there's a lot more in the pipeline, which is both exciting and scary, quite frankly. You guys are on the front lines of that. We got a little over a minute left. What's on the horizon for Fast Start?
Well, Fast Start, what we actually do a lot of times now, sometimes 40% of my time is actually going out and marketing the state. And so we've got such a great story. We've had some great success wins the past 6.5, 7 years since Governor General's been in office. But we've got a lot of work to do, right? So focusing on those, we've got some major companies that haven't announced yet. We've got a lot of other ones that we're going after. So, and then blending those sectors and trying to make it more diverse, if you will, not just going after one industry sector, but trying to make that very spirited and distributed across the state.
And I'm sure you are focused on how Fast Start continues to get better. You've won a lot of awards, but because I know Jeff Lynn, I know that you're going to continue to push your team forward and look for innovation. About 30 seconds left. If we want more information on Louisiana Fast Start, how do we get it?
Okay, go to our website. It's louisianaeconomicdevelopment.com, and then click on the Fast Start piece. You can look at some of our case studies. My actual numbers on there, my email address. So if you have any information about that, please contact me anytime, day, night, or weekend.
Stuff. Jeff Lynn, thanks for your time today, buddy.
That's
a wrap, guys. Join us again next week at this very same time for another edition of the Louisiana Business and Industry Show on Cox 4.